Hello everyone, welcome back to this series. This series is the Business of Luxury series, and in this series, we discuss the behind of scenes of the luxury business. We try and decode the essence of luxury. We navigate the confines of the luxury industry, which is known for its strict operational structures, its heritage, and pricing, which together establish its pecking order. In this particular video, we are going to be discussing about the vertical integration, horizontal integration. We'll understand the vertical integration advantages as well as the drawbacks. We'll focus on how vertical integration helps and affects pricing, and we'll end with a couple of case studies and examples of vertical integration being undertaken by luxury brands and luxury conglomerates as of now. Let's get started with trying to understand what integration is. In a business, you can either undertake horizontal integration, which is businesses at the same level merge, or you understand vertical integration, wherein you undertake integration of the supply chain, for example, from the suppliers to the manufacturers, distributors, wholesalers, and retailers. And there is downward integration and upward integration when we're talking about vertical integration. Downward integration is when you try and acquire the retailers or the points of sale which are closer to the customer. Upward integration is when you're talking about the suppliers and the manufacturers of your product or service. Given that, now let's focus on vertical integration and why is it being undertaken by the luxury brands. Now, vertical integration, as we talked about in the last slide, is about the acquisition of the suppliers. You acquire your suppliers. Why? Because that helps you have a greater control over the supply chain. It helps you improve the margins. It helps increase the speed to market of your product. And examples of the same, which have been seen in the last couple of years, have been LVMH acquiring stake in tanneries, Prada Group investing in calfskin tannery, Xenia Group overseeing the complete process from the manufacturer to the raw material to the distribution. What it does is, it helps in enhancing the competitive edge, it ensures quality control, and it also helps support transparency as well as sustainability initiatives. Why do luxury brands undertake that? Besides the advantages that have been mentioned previously, it also affects a lot on the pricing of the brand. And if executed well, vertical integration leads to lower costs, helps in economies of scale, and helps in reducing the reliance on external parties. Although this does come with a set of drawbacks, which we'll focus on the latter stages in this video. Just to mention them, it requires significant upfront capital. It also limits the company's flexibility in terms of sourcing and production decisions. Moving on to a couple of examples, you have Prada and the Xenia Group, which acquired stake in Italian knitwear suppliers to preserve craftsmanship, ensuring the consistency of supply chain of high-quality materials, and also protecting against the global supply chain disruptions. You have LVMH, which acquired major stake in a tannery and minority stake in a leather and sword manufacturer, which helps in demonstrating a strategic move towards vertical integration to strengthen their competitive edge in the production techniques and capacity. You also had brands like Chanel and Bruno Cucinelli, which are independent brands. They jointly acquired a stake in Italian cashmere supplier, and which was more to kind of improve traceability, enhance the quality of raw materials which are used in the product, and also preserving the Italian craftsmanship. Then you have brands like Hermes. Hermes has a lot of commitment towards this, and its commitment is demonstrated in a couple of things. First and foremost, the company has taken measures towards vertical integration by controlling the entire retail network, avoiding licensing of any type, diversifying geographically and across product categories. It reduces the reliance on a specific product line like leather goods or saddlery. Also, Hermes has a lot of its manufacturing within France itself, and it has a significant workforce located within France. Now, downstream, we have talked about the upstream vertical integration, that is basically acquiring suppliers and manufacturers. Let's talk about the downstream vertical integration. Now, downstream vertical integration, it involves companies taking ownership of the steps of the supply chain that are closer to the consumer, such as distribution and retail. Given all this and given the advantages, let's focus a couple of points on the drawbacks also. First and foremost, it's the cost of acquisition. We said, and we mentioned this in a previous slide also, the high capital cost. Acquiring suppliers and manufacturers can be very costly, especially in the current economic conditions wherein brands are under close scrutiny by the investors and face high interest rate environment. Cultural issues are also observed in integration because you have smaller supplier, family-run suppliers, and the brands which are luxury brands are large global brands, and this can lead to a cultural challenges and governance issues when integrating. Then there is the question of flexibility and adaptability. Vertical integration may limit flexibility as compared to working with other external suppliers. That's all that we have for you in this video. Do stay tuned in, and I ask you to visit my website, which is pallavisehgal.com. Do connect with me on LinkedIn also. And that's it for now. Do stay tuned in for more. Thank you.